Everybody come Criterion for Poetry Night. GBTV.
So, the fourth installment of the poetry, spoken word and karaoke event. This is a part of my university degree project. So this has to be done for me to probably have any idea. I had a chance of actually attaining my degree doing a course in English literature, co-published with Georgia poet registered to Benjamin Zephaniah. And this week, based on previous weeks, in terms of people sharing and contributing, I decided I was gonna kind of give a little bit of narrative in a sense, because all the previous weeks I have actually been just doing my poems. So this week I decided I was gonna actually give a little bit of narrative. So the journey for me where poetry was concerned is during my stint in incarceration. And while I was incarcerated, I went through a phase of introspection. And during introspection and stuff, I started stumbling upon books to pass the time. And one of the books I came up across was this book called Personal Development Psychology by Max Edgar. Now, while I was reading this book, I delved into it a bit, I dabbled into it a bit, it kind of said to me, find something that you're good at and pursue it with all your desire. And when I stop and think about it, I'm thinking spoken word poetry was the only thing I actually was good at, but there wasn't that belief. But I just decided I also read a literature from Malcolm X, and Malcolm X said that you can do lifetime, in any kind of incarcerated situation, you can do lifetime, or you can do dead time. Now, if I can apply that in context while I was incarcerated, pardon me. So, dead time would be, right? Yeah. So, dead time would be locked away in prison, just getting up in the morning, going for breakfast, doing the normal monotony of just prison routine, or I could try to engage in reform, read a few books, and help to develop myself in a sense. So that's what I decided to do. So while I was going through the book actually today, I stumbled upon one of the poems I actually wrote when I was in prison. So this one is still as the prison addressed on it, HNP Bristol. So this is the raw journey, and I decided to kind of share this kind of narrative in terms of the realness behind how I came about to be here. So initially, before I read this poem, I was actually going through different kind of emotional feelings and thinking, oh, I'm F-U-C-K. So I came up with this poem, and it's called When It Rains, It Pours. And it says, when it rains, it pours. Dark clouds open its doors. Torrential problems don't pour with consequence. Karma is real. It's just handling business. Time is up. Still, you're seeking for more, trying to fix things. Searching for an excuse. But still, no comfort in the sleeping pills. Oh no, why me? Please, no more. But it's just like when it rains, it pours. So that was one of the first poems I wrote when I kind of sat and looked at my situation, being an immigrant in a first world country, and also facing the prospect of being deported based on the fact that I actually got onto the wrong side of the law. So that's what was happening. But in the meantime, I was also still missing what I was. I'm missing my family and stuff. So as I said, I kind of scribbled this one to begin with as well. So it's called Missing You. Missing you, like the desert misses the rain. My heart is empty. The frustrations, complaints, memories of my consciousness I fight to attain. Self-discovery is a journey so noble, so nobility I strive to maintain. Emptiness fills the present, but only for the moment. I'm nurturing my thoughts of embracing not only with compliments, tick-tock, the clock, I'll be back when my time is spent. But for now, the pain of my soul I express using paper and pen. Guess I'm just saying, missing you is an understatement. So, as I go on, there's a mic there, guys, so if you guys want to kind of like interrupt with questions or concern, no pressure to perform or anything, because based on our previous weeks, I decided I was going to approach it in a holistic sense, so more so tell a story. So that's how I kind of like came about, where the whole idea of poetry is concerned and developing poems in a sense. And as I go back, I wanted to kind of like also kind of talk about one other kind of like, I don't know, phrase or aspects like I develop or I understand while I was actually like applying myself to the whole idea of poetry in a sense. And they got this thing they call the SMART method or the SMARTY method. You know, S-M-A-R-T-I, SMARTY. So the S is for specific, you know, so I was specific in realizing and coming to the, you know, conclusion that I'm a poet, and I owned it, you know, and the M's are manageable, the M's are measurable in a sense, so measured my ability and measured my love and, you know, my capacity to take things on board, especially where words are concerned. But I tend to find that I did have a genuine love for words in a sense. I wouldn't say I'm a scholar, but I enjoy words in a sense. And being a poet, you know, wasn't achievable in a sense, so we are SMA, so it wasn't achievable. Yes, it was achievable. I wasn't trying to probably be a rocket scientist, knowing that obviously I'm only a poet. So I couldn't aim to be something outside the norm. And was it realistic? Yes, it's realistic. I'm actually standing here doing it. You know, and time has allowed me to also, you know, evolve and manifest. And I, Smarty, is interesting to me. You know, so basically that's where the interest for poetry continues. Now, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna carry on. So it was from being aware that I'm a poet, and knowing it was the only thing I had, which would take me along the way. So while I was in prison, they had a particular specific prison radio, and it was called prison radio in a sense, but George the Poet, I don't know if any of you guys know about this guy called George the Poet. He's probably one of the biggest and most accomplished poet in the UK. But I was listening to George the Poet, and things that he was saying. He used to have a program named George's Yard, and it was only broadcast on prison radio. So I decided to write George a letter. So this is the letter, and it has the prison address and everything, and it reads National Prison Radio, HMP Brixton, London, XW2 5XS. And it said, Dear George, present good day. I listen to the yard. Most times it is inspiring to have the opportunity to listen to your talented projection, spearheading the poetry movement. Big respect, and keep the fire burning. You're a real flamethrower, volcano, lava, melting magma. I have written a poem entitled Prison Journey, which I'm kindly asking you to share on your platform. I am Jamaican and relate to the term yard. Blessing always. Thank you for taking the time to read this letter. No doubt I will be listening. And my prison number was A0186EL, so I was stabbed. But I don't know, somewhere along the line, like I must have heard from George. Yeah, and I do the poor prison journey. But before I do the poor prison journey, I still was going through the whole idea of knowing that I might be deported. So that there was also that stress of dealing with that stress as well. So a poem come along entitled Stress. So I'm going to share stress with you guys before I share prison journey the story. Have a bottle of water, please, down there. So the poem like this: S-T-R-E-S-S. Stress. The rejoice of it. Society, let's fight stress. Thank you. So we can stand the test. With love, we manifest. In order to be the best. Yes. We need less and not more stress. Identifying the meaning stress. 1,000,001 answers. Highlighting Mother Africa stress. Poverty stress. Racism stress. Global warming stress. Terrorism stress. The stress of the needless. The stress of the helpless. Brexit stress. Immigration stress. That was a summary of stress in my left chest, where my heart rests. Personally, I analyze stress. Try to disempower stress. Still wanting less stress. Well, I guess it's just me. I the bless. S-T-R-E-S-S. Oh yeah? So you may think I'm too ignorant about stress. Well, listen. It's mine and not your stress. At times, it's suicidal stress. I'm hungry. I'm not having anything to eat stress. It's cold and I can't afford to be warm stress. But still, it doesn't matter. I keep striving for better. And this I will always remember. Without self-confidence, you're twice as defeated in the race of life. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white. I'll not rest in my quest to fight stress. Yes, that's me, Tappis, aka the protocol rhymeless, nostalgic je ne sais quoi, your highness, stress. Yeah, thank you guys. So at the time, so I guess I just probably wanted to kind of like give a story and kind of show the power, you know, of words and how you can actually like paint or you can actually like craft your art in a sense. And that's what I'm actually doing here with you guys. I do appreciate the tentativeness. Yeah? So the poem I'm going to share with you guys now is entitled Prison Journey. And this is the poem that I sent to George the poet, but he never got it. And there's actually, as I go along, after meeting George the poet, this book came along. So the poem goes like this. Your nickmate, you've committed a crime, you do the time. Her Majesty's pleasure, priceless, kept on lock like a treasure, strip search, infringement on your dignity. Your nakedness is exposed, losing its privacy. Thinking of an escape is pointless. Hiding is useless. On the other side of the coin, you're trapped behind the bars of time, living in the confinements of your mind. The villain in your mind is doing the time. On the way to court, so much ifs, could-haves, should-haves, and doubts. It's like being in the middle of a sandstorm. No bail, instant remand. Feeling your back against the walls. The world crumbles, the sky falls. Another digit, just a figure. Nothing matters. Russian roulette pulls the trigger, hanging on the words of a solicitor. If you wasn't told, it's time to be a man. You've entered prison reception. Your head is spinning like a game, thinking about your family and kids. Gambled with your freedom and lost the bet. Maybe it's time to stop and reflect on areas of your life you've neglected. Survival of the fittest. Thinking is freedom coming anytime soon. Listening to the silence as the bloke next door is watching cartoons. Lying awake, thinking yes, is the doors opening soon. The food is something else. At times, it's stomach aches. Anxiety triggers the beats of your heart. It's not a walk in the park or a day trip to Parliament. Sadness, mental instability, now a patient in part, trapped in a snake pit, trying not to be an MP in prison politics. Group refreshments, coffee, teas and biscuits, ongoing drama, R.I.P. Nelson Mandela, seeking clarity through education and spirituality. Lord of mercy, as we cope with the imbalance of emotional instability in a quest for moral glory, this is Prison Journey, a compelling summary delivered through poetry. That's Prison Journey, ladies and gentlemen. So again, while I was still incarcerated, there was a competition in the prison, and it was a Black History Month kind of prison competition, and it was said celebrating Black History Month with poem, pieces of art, short story, or something else. And the deadline was on the 16th of February at that time. I think it was 2020. So I entered the competition, and entered the competition. I won the competition. Yeah, so this was me collecting my certificate. So if you kind of notice, we were kind of doing elbows. At the time it was in 2020 when COVID was really rampant, so we couldn't shake hands. No, this was an immigration prison, Ontacombe immigration prison.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna finish this and do the poem. And then I'll let you come and share your bit, yeah?
Right.
Yeah?
I just make this one.
Yeah. So as I said, so this is me collecting my certificate. Again, so these are just photos of me performing. And this gentleman here, he was the governor of the prison. So if you see me looking all reverent, like a church mouse, I have to kind of impress these kind of individuals to be released back into the UK. So he was the governor of the immigration prison, and just making sure that they see that I was involved and engaged in reforming. And again, the power of spoken word and poetry was probably my kind of meal ticket to show that basically these individuals who probably stumbled along the way where society was concerned, but is still not a lost cause in a sense. So that's how I actually came up with the poem Prison Journey. So Prison Journey was the poem that I used to win that competition. Now, based on winning that competition, so this gentleman here, so this is me again. Yeah, looking all criminally. And the gentleman in the middle is an MP they call David Lammy. So David Lammy is a Labour MP. Yeah, So David Lammy, he came to the prison to come and visit. So because somewhere along the line I'm probably deemed as a model prisoner, individuals like myself was asked to come and just have a conversation with David Lammy. And while I was in the congregation, I ended up doing a poem. And after I actually did that poem, David Lammy seems like he was impressed, and he was saying I was good at words. And he used the phrase, black pain was as old as time. And I'm thinking, that's interesting, I'm going to use that to make a poem. And he said, oh yeah, when you make a poem, you let me know. Yeah, I did. And I'll get into that in a minute. Simon, are you ready, Simon?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah?
I'm ready. Give me a sec. Marcus and my correct seat. Hello,
Turn the mic on.
Check, 1, 2.
Hey, how you doing? My cousin, my cracks. Hey, we're down in the cry. Italy. Yeah, we is. Right, I read this. Well, you see me already, did you? So I can catch it. Right. SP27, S is for Simon P for Village and French pronunciation. My dad's Jamaican, my mum's Dominica Roso's, Sister Power, that good stuff. Right. SP27 Street Author, reporter, writer, actual facts. No grey areas, no sitting on the fence. You know what I'm saying? Man's was incoherent, stumbling, bumping into people. Man's was clumsy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was clumsy, you know what I'm saying? Bumping into people, yeah. Man's was easily distracted by eye candy. Man's walked into a lamppost distracted by eye candy down the dockside because the seats are 8 market. SP27 Street Walk for day, let me start again. SP27 Street Walk for reporter, writer, actual facts. No grey areas, no sitting on the fence, you know what I'm saying? Man's was incoherent, stumbling on drug stuff, bumped into people. Man's was clumsy, he was. Man's was easily distracted, man's lacked concentration, visual purpose. Man's was nervous, apprehensive. Man's was a pupil at St. George Comprehensive School in Redfield, Russelltown Avenue. It's true. Back in the day, it's true. Man stood right here, with the microphone in my hand, reading off the paper. That's all for now. My cousin, my corrects. I don't smoke cigarettes. I only smoke the good stuff, and that's puff. Gotta get lit when I go outside now, All right, yes. My cousin, my corrects. Good stuff, shout out to my man Evan for putting the thing on. I'm saying, the cameraman, we'll look up soon on Facebook and that good stuff. Yes, all right.
A little bit, so
I'll open the floor.
Alright.
I'll do one.
You wanna do one?
Yeah.
Come on, plug. So this is Cardell, and he's been one of my long-standing friends. He came all the way from London today to come and support. So this is special and I appreciate it. So Cardell, without further ado, go on in. Yeah.
It's alright, it's turn up?
Turn it on.
Yeah. Alright, I kind of rap, I don't do poetry, so I'ma slow it down.
Anything?
Yeah. God so good, me I tell it him bad. Yet him alone and the real bad dad. 1, 2, 3, me I tell a little lad. Pick up a school book and put it in your back, and if you try to study me, you will never graduate. That's my big up things that things because they know some motor straight. Singing and pray me before them pray themselves, so they start looking to me and pick up the Bible upon your shelf. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, whosoever believe in him, you know your life is never done. Mother visit me in a prison and she said, continue right, my son. You never know what happening in a life later on, and from good route, everyone God guided you to storm. Me and you don't know you can prove your potential. So I'm dead in a prison, I'm sit down, I'm listen. Looking at life, my life gone, I think I glisten for your name, but such I'm so good, you know me back, walking, body back, the dead light check on me. So, you know me? Yeah. That one they was reading. I'm playing the game, I come from the gully bank, I live pan the main, my lane take up, I come drive and sand the lane, and if a fool test me, the eagle blow your brain. Me not tell them after something, I'm gonna bust in your face and down, Mara fly and splash and gun, who not dead, have to run, mother cry for your son, sister call, family come, mother van, chop and go, artist, me, you have to make the money for me, mother save up with some weather, sacrifice and help, I go and look at your brother, artist, who want this, Cardell, and I'm the best, DJ can DJ kinda give me stress, RP, later, Charlie Chapman speak the bar, teacher like a seminar, yeah, I'm the lecturer, I show you how to raise it, and I ever got every dance in a Shelly bar, I love all the tender, read and get wise up in the sand, then better use a silly me, a metaphor, I think like a professor, I dance all, let's try for enough fight and die for fans in the member, it only gets stronger, grab me that no one get a day, me a one better, when you see me pan bet, the card, is a strip me tree, the guy that say me good, but my very smart intellect, probably but me never take book. Alright! Yeah, yo, Tappis, speak up yourself, bro, inspiration, what you doing. I appreciate
respect, Carl. Thanks for popping down and sharing.
Yeah,
because it takes confidence.
Yeah.
You get me? And as I was talking about earlier, personal development. You get me? Personal development. You have to step outside your comfort zone. So thanks for sharing.
You, my bro.
Yeah.
I have to say that.
So,
Am I correct? Alright. Back again. Ideas. Right, check this out, man. Hey, got it, right? Got it? How you doing, my friend? Yes. Alright. Right. I just read this, right. Right. Everyone knows me, you always see me on the corner, still like listen to my music now, when I do my SPT and that good stuff. Right, I'm from Bristol, yeah? You can tell by the way I speak, can't you? What was I saying? Right, I'm from Bristol, the Southwest region, 4 seasons. Make up the calendar year, 2025, man's got to stay alive, you know what I'm saying? SP7, the geezer, the sage, words were spoken, the friendly from action speaking twang. Built in the city of Bristol, man, let's go to the south side of the city, south of the river, northwest, Arctic, up in the Dundry, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can see South Wales, yeah, Brecon Mountains in the distance in Wales, yeah. Brick got through the front view window when I was in front, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, shorter than knee high. Let me repeat that for the art of ignorant and any ignorant mucker, you know what I'm saying? For those uninformed, SP27, and I'm from Bristol, the Southwest region, 4 seasons make up the calendar year. Hey, alright? What's it? Alright! Good stuff, Mucky, hey. Yes!
thank you, sir.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Alright?
Alright. Well, thank you for the contribution, Simon.
No problem, I'll be here next week, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright.
I think what I'm gonna do is to because we've been so intense and everything, so I think I'm gonna let out a little bit. So while I was incarcerated, I was going through a range of emotions. And I'm just gonna be real. Going to prison, it actually destroyed my marriage. When I went to prison, I had my wife, then I had a partner who was also pregnant for me. Yeah, so basically I was going through a range of emotions, and then I questioned myself, like, can you actually love 2 persons at the same time? So I was going through a dilemma in a sense. And while I was going through that dilemma, you know, I came up with a couple poems. Yeah, and based on my kind of experience where love is concerned, and knowing that there's also a lot of fracture where love is concerned, but you can still regroup the pieces and move forward. So that led me to write this short poem entitled Love is Beautiful. Love is beautiful, even though at times flawed. However, there's still love to be found in an imperfect love. There's something about the recognition and appreciation of real, pure, authentic, symbiotic love. So that was me kind of like being real and organic about the whole idea of love in a sense. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. It's nice. And 2 more minutes to end, so if you guys, but thanks again, it was really, really beautiful, and welcome to you guys when you will pop up next week or whatever you want to share, but again, it was beautiful. Beautiful, so thank you guys, and thanks again to our hosts, Anne, and our lovely bartender as well, and for all of you guys who contributed. And again, this is the 4th installment of a 6-week cycle, and it's a part of my university degree pathway. I'm currently doing a course in English literature. So again, thank you guys. Enjoy.
Thank you.